Hey guys, this is Banksy with PLXOutdoors. Just wanting to let you guys know that this will be a fishing, hunting, and outdoor channel. In the past, I've realized that it's been tough to get tips and secrets, the juice as we call it, from other people. So this is the whole idea of this channel, is giving out tips, secrets, giving you guys the juice. Hopefully, everyone will be successful. This first episode will be on filling your last deer tag of the season. I know I have one more deer tag, so I'm trying to tag a nice, decent buck, and just giving you guys some insight of how I've gotten it done in the past. So join me and let's get it done. Just want to wish you guys a happy new year and new adventures, new memories, and new experiences to come. So exciting and ready to make it happen. So, all right, so let's go ahead and look at this illustration. This is a hunt from December 6, 2019. I found this spot on Onyx Maps and decided to give it a sit. That afternoon, I walked in about 1 p.m. on this trail right here. On this black X is where I put my stand. And immediately when I was about to climb up my stick, I looked to the south here, and there was a big 10-point running downhill with his nose to the ground looking for does. So I quickly got up in the tree, and then about 4 o'clock there was a group of 5 does that came out from this bedding area here. These purple marks are the does. They stayed around me for 20 minutes, and then they spooked and then ran east and then northeast into another bedding. Maybe 15 minutes after that, there was a forkhorn, this yellow dotted line. He came out of the same bedding area, and he came maybe about 10 yards from me, and he jumped the fence to the private land, right into the pasture, and just continued feeding downhill where the big 10-point went. Closer to 5 p.m., there was 2 bucks that I spotted out here on this ridge top, this yellow arrow. 2 of them who, let's see, I watched them for about 100 yards, and they just slowly walked their way along this ridge. Never got a shot. And then right at about 5 o'clock, the nice 10-point you see in the right side of the picture there came walking this red trail, stopped here, and I shot him at 12 yards, and then he eventually ran off this red dotted line, and I saw him fall over about 50 yards away. The cool thing with this photo is the week after I went to videotape my brother-in-law, since I was tagged out. In the same tree, same setup, there was a buck, a nice shooter 8, came walking parallel to this fence line, hopped over. He was about 40 yards, so we weren't able to shoot him, but he just paralleled the fence and went down the whole way on the private land. That was probably around 4:30 p.m. Shortly after that, we saw 2 bucks come out from this end here, coming and staying on the private land. They would never jump over to the public. And then again, we did see the 2 big bucks on this ridge again that day, and they never made it close enough to get a shot off. So the takeaway from this is really looking for the green grass compared to the light brown grass. As you can see here, this private strip has the lush green grass, whereas this private parcel did not. It was dried out, dead looking, whereas this side here was still lush and the deer were hitting it and they did not feel pressured at all. You can also look for acorns, certain vines, shrubs, and bushes that you can visually see them feeding on, but at this time we didn't see them feeding on anything except for the pasture in this dark green area. And this is where they stayed for majority of the time. The second takeaway is the bedding. Coming into this setup blind, I didn't know where exactly the bedding would be. But actually, it turned out that the bedding was not too far away, maybe 100 to 150 yards away. So finding that is crucial too, but eventually you'll find out just by going and sitting. You will see them come out. The third takeaway is it seemed like this area was very low pressure and no one was harassing them, even though I did see some gun blinds on the private parcels. It seemed like all the deer were very comfortable traveling back and forth to and from the public land. Another point is that I purposely looked for corners and edges where the private land was tight to the public, knowing that hopefully the gun hunters were done and they wouldn't harass the deer, and that proved to be true. So hunting tight to the public land, that way you can see into the public private land, and then also kind of pattern where they're going and where they're coming from. With the weather changes, I think the colder it is, the better. I remember that day it was a strong north wind, maybe about 10 to 15 miles an hour. But in the recent couple years I've gone, it seems like since that's the main food source, it doesn't really matter what the temperature is. But if it's a little bit warmer, they will come out a little bit later. And the last takeaway is go ahead and do observation sits. Don't be afraid to just burn a PM or AM just to see and learn more about a particular piece of ground. Putting boots on the ground, just going out there scouting, finding, bumping deer. That way you can learn where they are, where they're going, and just putting time in the stand. Running gun setups are actually really good too. Just moving stand to stand. If you're in a saddle, that's great. Moving from location to location, just narrowing down your kill spot. That seemed to really help with patterning the deer and also getting as close as you can for a bow shot. But to sum it all up, the biggest 4 points are finding the food and hunting it, finding the cover or eventually finding the cover and the bedding, seeing where they're coming from and the trails they're taking to their feed, staying tight to the private land where they have safety and they're not harassed, and then also exploring the land there, putting your boots on the ground, and observation sits. So, in closing, I just want to encourage you guys to help with our Patreon page. Anything you guys can help with, donate to our page here will be much appreciated. Bringing us everyone experiences and adventures. I plan to update you guys 3 to 4 times a week, keeping you guys in the loop with my last tag as I try to harvest a nice buck. And then also feel free to use the tips that I've given you guys. I'm very confident that it'll work, it'll produce. I've seen it many times already, so I'm very excited. Uh, Lastly, just thanks for the support and help me make this channel grow. I think it's going to be an awesome ride. Very exciting. Fishing is right around the corner, so as soon as I fill my buck tag, I will for sure be on the water too, and then we'll go from there. And just want to say good luck and be safe, everyone. So thanks.